What is going on, everybody? Your 6:30 in the morning wake up call. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It is January, February 22nd, 2023. You know what it is, man. It's your man, Dre Mac, coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. Today, I'm going to be talking a little MCU news. And shout out to Nico Bean on Twitter for tagging me in the in this article where another character, another original white character, is going to be race swapped in the MCU. We're going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the X-Men 97 um, situation with Scarlet Witch. We're going to talk about all of that today, and plus a little bit more. Um, other than that, the real question is,
Are you ready?
all right. Hopefully, you guys are healthy. Hopefully, you guys are doing amazing this morning. Um, Optimus Prime is really all in my way right now. I'm trying to delete stuff, and Optimus is for right now. Optimus got to go. This is Optimus Prime. The power to Prime's Optimus Prime. Power to Prime's Optimus Prime got to go somewhere. Just for a second. He just too. Matter of fact, he could sit right there for just a second. You know what I'm saying with the Decepticons. Uh, but hopefully you guys, like I said, are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Hopefully you guys are having an excellent morning. Um, if of course if you've seen the video yesterday, I did The Last of Us. I got a little emotional with that video. Um, Reasons why I got emotional with that video. Because again, I am a dad, and being a father is one of the most important things in my life that I've ever. Oh God, well, Optimus, but it's one of the most important things that I've ever um, did in my life. And of course, I am happy and proud to be a father. What's going on, Chillmonger, aka the Canadian Bomber? I gotta get you a wrestling name. You about to get all kinds of wrestling names for me from now on, Chill. uh, it's my guy right there. Appreciate you inviting me on to the show. If you haven't seen Chillmonger's shows and his channel was 33 Burning Questions, make sure you guys go right now. Go, you can leave my channel, go right now. Go to Chillmonger. Go at Chillmonger on YouTube, man. Go and follow this man's YouTube channel. Man, awesome sessions, awesome questions, awesome dialogue, man. A very good conversation on Saturday. So go, go now, go check him out. Go check him out. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe to his channel. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you never miss one of his episodes. So, I want to before I get into all the race swapping and all of that, I want to kind of talk about yesterday. And I want to let a lot of men know that it is very much okay to have emotions, to be emotional. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. There's nothing wrong with carrying your emotions and expressing those. Now, there is a fine balance, like with anything. You don't want to be too happy. You don't want to be too sad. You don't want to express your emotions in a negative type of way or a harmful type of way that could not only, hurt you, but harm someone else. But never let nobody tell you that you cannot. And I repeat, cannot have emotions. Emotions is a big part of who you are as a human being. And I expressed those emotions yesterday when I was talking about The Last of Us, and it hit me. I'm watching a character like Joel fight extremely hard because he's scared. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Sleep? What's going on? What's going on with you? I watch the character, and I get involved and I get invested in these shows. It's what I like about movies and television because you get invested and you get to see the progression of a character from where he started to where he's ended at. And I really and like I said, I'm when I was an actor, very much a character actor. I take on the characteristics of that actor. I don't go as far as like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, but I'm very much a character actor. And I love the emotions of Joel in that scene and Ellie because I can understand both of those. So I did get a little emotion as a father and as someone who is invested as far as like I said, as being a father and all of that, very much into it. So I would tell anybody, man, don't be afraid to show your emotions. And it's okay to be afraid, it's okay to be scared, but make sure that you reach out to different people that can be able to help you out in that. And I do have a special video that I'm put out. What you say is that I'm very much tired of the nonsense. They have the OG black characters in their roster that they can just introduce at any time, given that they don't follow the comics 1-to-1. Exactly, and we're about to get into that. But I want to play a video because I lost. I found out that I lost a really good person on yesterday, and it's everything that happened yesterday, and then later on I get a message saying that a buddy of mine that I got to meet during the pandemic and through Clubhouse and all of that, very very talented brother. The man's literally sound like Usher when he sung. You know what I'm saying? Very talented musician passed away. And the way he passed away really hurt my feelings. So I want to play this video. And then I'm going to get into the topic of the day, the race swap character. Let me just play this video for you guys. Let's play the video.
This video is directed towards the men. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm bringing something to you guys. I want to let you know that you are needed and you are loved. Why am I talking to the men right now? Because 22% of us actually take our own lives every year in America, compared to only 6% of women. Men, I know that our jobs could be stressful. I know our families could be stressful. The things that we go through can be stressful, but let you know there's a brotherhood of people who want to see you get help. You are needed. You are loved. We are here for you. We're here for your family. Go get help. There's nothing wrong with going to get help. You're talking to somebody who kicks depression and anxiety's ass every day, and I'm also a survivor of almost committing suicide. So if you need any information, it's below in the comments. Vibe higher.
All right, I wanted to play that video that I have. Hold on real quick. Explain the 22% line again. Are you talking about the video that I just? Oh, where's my music at? Oh, my bad. All right, Chill. Are you talking about the video that I just played, or are you talking, or is that something in the comments? The problem is that they use this is just like this to prove that there are diversity and inclusions. All right. What's going on, Darth? What's going on with you, my brother, man? Shout out to you also. Shout out to you. Always coming in and showing up, you know what I'm saying, for the early morning shows, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out. Thanks to all the black men out there. Absolutely. So let me get into the first thing. Let me get myself together real quick. Let's get into this. MCU race swaps another white character, and I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I'm going to get into this story first. Now, this is another instance of the MCU taking a character that is traditionally white in the comics and making him white. I mean, making him black. And it's starting to wonder: is this representation, or is this what What is this? So, MCU's Reaper's actor choice reportedly revealed. Now, before we get into who is playing it, because I'm gonna get into that, let's find out who the Grim Reaper is in the comics. So, give me just a second, and because I have this up at first, and so let's pull this information up first. I'm going to go to Marvel.com. And I'm trying to get to some of those comments here. Just give me a second here. What's up, Joshua Melton? What's going on? Getting to your comment. Give me just a second because everything is going slow on my end. I think it's just the internet is running like super slow for some reason. Now, oh, you're talking about when I start talking about 6% of women and 22% of men. The average rate of suicide is higher within men in a certain age range than it is in women. And there's more men that actually commit suicide compared to their female counterpart across the board. And that's across all races. So not just in black men or anything, but across all races. You see, Spleet said, authentic diversity, including OG black characters, that cannot be taken away from us via a racial reskin. That's what the black community plus minority communities are here for. And I agree with that. Joshua Melton says Simon Williams, aka Wonder Man, and the Grim Reaper are brothers. Since they are race swapped, Simon Williams, race swap Simon Williams, they would a lot race swap the Grim Reaper. They will, yeah, and that's what I believe this is. So let's first get into. I don't know why now my internet is just running so incredibly slow right now. It is just so sucky right now. But Eric Williams is the Grim Reaper, which I know a lot of brothers named Eric Williams. So traditionally, I mean, you see here, it's a white guy. You know what I mean? The love story is brother, which is I get he's a 7 across the board. All right, let's get into his biography. The man is 6'4", 225, blue eyes blue, hair gray, formerly blonde. Universe, Marvel Universe, no other alias, high school graduate, comes from Patterson, New Jersey. Identity publicly known, no relatives. Sanford Williams, father deceased. Martha Williams, mother. Simon Williams, Wonder Man brother. Vision, Victor Shea, android twin of brother Simon. Group affiliation, part of the Sinister Six at one time, I believe. So let's just go into just a little bit. Supposedly born bad Eric Williams always defined himself by comparison to his good brother Simon. Both brothers struggled in vain for the approval of their demanding abusive father Stanford, but where Simon was shy and studious, Eric was athletic, wild, and reckless. Regarded as the black sheep of the family, Eric became a thief and tried unsuccessfully to pressure Simon into participating in his petty crimes. Secretly admiring Simon's virtue, Eric developed an realistically idealized view of his brother, whom he loved and resented in equal measures. Scorning his family's high-tech manufacturing business, Eric became a gambler and a professional criminal, rising with the ranks of the Magia organized crime cartel. Simon, meanwhile, dutifully entered a family business and took over its management after Stanford's death. Williams' innovation gradually failed thanks in part to the stiff competition from a rival firm, Stark Industries, and a desperate Simon turned to Eric for help through Eric's attempted intimidation and coercion of business rivals and potential clients failed to produce useful results. As a last resort, Simon stole money from his own company, hoping to invest it in Eric's Magia Ventures for the fast profit and save the business, but Simon got caught and was arrested for embezzlement. Unable to accept his brother's fall from grace, Eric lied to his mother and others by claiming that he was the real embezzler, insisting that Simon had merely taken the blame. So this goes on for a lot and a lot and a lot, and I'm not going to read all of this, but obviously when you're getting the gist of it. You know what I mean? Blonde hair, blue eyed dude. Again, this character I believe debuted in 1966. Where again, if you go into the history of comics, especially in going to the history of Marvel comics, there were not a lot of black characters. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go into just Wikipedia is just easier real quick, so I'm gonna just go into the Wikipedia history. And Green River first appeared in the Avengers number 52, May of 1968, by Roy Thomas and John Buscema. He has been killed many times, depicted in the Web of Spider-Man number 46, Dark Reign, Lethal Legion number 2, Chaos War, Dead Avengers number 3, Uncanny Avengers number 5, and number 21, and Vision Volume 3, number 1. So, this character came out in 1968. Again, one of the main characters of Marvel Comics that was of is right, that was a black and it was a superhero, really was you had T'Challa, Black Panther, you had Falcon, but Falcon was more of a sidekick. So you still, I mean, even with the villains, unless they were very stereotypical, and remember, there was a time that black characters, were very stereotypical. And a lot of people don't, and I get it. I get it. A lot of the characters were created white in their own image. The people that were writing this was not a lot of black writers and artists at that time telling their stories. So just like all Negro comics, that was really, you know what I'm saying, the only type of black representation that was positive that you could find. Because literally, and I'm going to show you, stereotypical black comic book characters and stereotypical people of color was rampant in DC Timely, DC Timely, in all these other comics. So give me just a second here. I want to just show you. So I can, because it's easier to paint a picture. You know what I mean? I want comic book characters. Because I wanted, yeah, here we go. Oh boy. Woo. I don't know if y'all ready, but I'd rather be honest. Like, I'm about to share this with you guys. Look at that. Is that something that you really want? This was a comic. Look at the way that they drew the black character. I say, driver, you must go. I say, driver, you must go so fast along here. Sorry, boss. This car just naturally speeds up when us driving past Wildwood Cemetery. Literally, this is what was represented as black people. This here casa, I just don't know what's to do. What is that still doing? You know what I mean? It's like it was a lot of stereotypes, and then you also in comics had the white slavery, the white savior trope. You know what I mean? Um, let's 10 comic book characters who began as offensive stereotypes. Wait, what did he say? I didn't realize how long Jolly been right. Mika G, what is up? Shout out to Mika G and Blues House and Popcorn with your beer. Representative Mika G is in the house. Make sure you guys go and check out Mika G, Blues House, and all those guys over there. Popcorn and your beer, man. Shout out to those guys. Let me go in because again, it is very easy to dismiss what we were shown as, and then now I don't know, and I don't want to say it's white guilt, or anything like that, but this is literally because I want you to get the history, and then now, while we're saying now that you got all these great black characters, I mean, my internet is just acting a complete fool right now. It is just slow, and I pay a lot of money for Google Fiber. So today, through today, there is a ever increasing number of minority superheroes. For much of the history of the genre, minorities was either oh come on was either ignored, excluded, or depicted as two-dimensional stereotypes. Again, I'm not defending. Let me say it like this. I kind of understand a little bit what Marvel is doing. I also understand the past and how we were depicted. And I know, Chillmonger, you said I cringe at the word minority, but in the United States of America, blacks are the minority. It is what it is. We're 13% of the population. You know what I mean? But especially in comics, we're really, really the minority. So it said the genre minority was either ignored, excluded, or depicted in two-dimensional stereotypes. Many of these characters have mercifully been forgotten, but have survived through modern day transforming. Come on with the pop-ups, y'all. Good God. Thank you. But have survived through the modern day transforming over the decades into more political correct versions. Excuse me. These 10 characters, excuse me, grim reminders of the less than perfect history of superhero comics. Now we about to get into some really, and if you're this is Black History Month, if you are triggered by some of this stuff, I tell you to leave now. You know what I mean? I will tell you to leave now. But you got to specify that it is racial minority you're talking about. Just can't go with minority. And I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But if we are talking about race with the comics, then we are talking about a minority, especially in comics, especially as far as a lot of people not representing us in a right way, especially writers, artists, and etc. So, you know, but if this triggers you, I'm going to tell you right now, if this triggers you, please, 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 please leave now. Please leave now because I don't want anyone to be triggered by images or feel a certain way. But I gotta, tell you guys the history. We cannot go forward, in history if we cannot go back to the past and see the things that we went through. So here is a comic, Ebony X-Ray Eyes, and this is September 15, 1940. Look at the way Ebony, I'm going to own. Look at this. Ebony, I'm going to town to buy some chemicals for a new invention. Keep an eye on the lab for me. Yes, sir, Mr. Spirit Boss. This is the way we were depicted. The Spirit newspaper strip, June 2nd, 1940. You know what I mean? This is the way we were depicted in the way Ebony was depicted. But again, these are the times. K Dot, what's up? SSJ K Dot, what is going on, my brother? What is up? All right, let's look at another one. Again, if you're easily offended by these images, please leave now. This is your last warning. My man, Asian man named Chop Chop. Man, I mean, these are again, showed in a way that makes them look like a doofus. Military comics, October 1941. You know what I mean? Now these are characters. It's not, you know, just look at it. Thomas Kalmaku, oh Pie Face, the Asian character, the Green Lantern called Pie Face. Joshua, I'm about to get to your comment. There was a lot of black character comments back in the day. Yes, yes. Just call my man Pie Face. First appearance, Green Lantern, Volume 2, October 1960. You know what I mean? The Mandarin. The Mandarin looked like Fu Manchu from like a bad, Western version of Kung Fu. What's up, Blue's House? My man, Blue is in the house, man. Shout out to Blue. Blue's House Live. Had a great conversation with that brother on Monday, man. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to all these guys' channel, man. SSK. Chillmonger, all of those. Look how they had the Mandarin. You know what I'm saying? They had to redo him. Tells the Suspense number 50, 1964. If you're starting to get what I'm talking about, look, do I have to explain egg foo? Do I have to explain the way that they look at that? Dog, you know what I'm saying? If you was a person, of color, that was making you look straight stupid. The Crusher. I don't know who is he supposed to be, but God, dog. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, he's supposed to be a Fidel Castro type character. Okay. Oh, let's not forget my man Luke Cage. Let's not forget Luke Cage. Luke Cage literally talked like someone fresh out of black exploitation. You know what I mean? These are our characters now. June 1st, 1972, and he came at the height, just like Shang-Chi came at the height of Bruce exploitation. He came at black exploitation. You know what I mean? Black Mariah. Remember, we seen Black Mariah in Luke Cage. You know what I mean? They had her as the fat black mammy. It was what she looked like. Fat black mammy. Yeah, they were most definitely wild in the back of the day. Yeah, Sweet Christmas. You know what I'm saying? But look at the way that they were depicted. Oh my God. Is this this is Tyrock. I thought this was Hot Wing. Oh, there's another character. DC is notorious for making real bad black characters. They were notorious. Well, look at this. First of all, what does my man got on? For one, the Hated Legion. You know what I mean? First appearance, Superboy 2016. You know what I mean? Look, this is I'm gonna just read this. In a move bemoaned by legendary comic creator Mike Grell as possibly the most racist concept I have ever heard in my life, DC Comics made the very first black member of the legendary League of Superheroes a racial separatist who lived on an island in the middle of the ocean with other black people who hated the outside world. His name was Tyrock, and he was so hated by Grell, his unhappy co-creator, who had unsuccessfully tried for years to introduce an identified black character into the Legion, proposally gave him a preposterous costume that he described as being part Elvis Presley and part street pimp. So after Superman gives him a lengthy speech about the importance of racial tolerance, Superman gave him this out of all people. You know what I mean? Tyrock joined the Legion only to be properly written off and ignored by many future writers who either embarrassed by the character or frustrated by the odd nature of his powers. He can warp reality with his scream and vibe. Let's talk about vibe a little bit. Again, this is DC is notorious for writing horrible characters. With comic book artist extraordinary George Perez was working on DC Comics, Marvel Comics company crossover, Justice League / Avengers, he was conformed with a dilemma. The series was supposed to cameo every single character who's ever been a part of the teams. This meant he'd have to include Bob, a Latino superhero from Detroit with the ability to shoot vibratory shocks from waves. Perez, who was of Puerto Rican descent, hated the character's racist attitude and habits, such as his ridiculous accent, his streetwise mannerisms, and his rabid jealousy towards anyone who loved his sister. So much that he only featured the character's legs in a single panel as he fell off the panel. Perez wasn't alone in shunning of vibes and would be years before he managed to shed the racist trappings of his creators and become a politically correct character. All right, now I'm going to get off of that and I'm going to go back to the story at hand. You know what I mean? About this about Marvel, and now that they're, reportedly doing the Grim Reaper now as a black character, being a brother of Simon Williams, which is Wonder Man. Okay. All it takes is for a creator that cares. And I get that. In the vibe of the height of breakdancing. Like when I tell you that black characters are characters of minority, you know what I mean, in America was depicted in these comics, it was so trash. So trash. That's why I cling on to T'Challa so much, because the rest of the characters that was introduced, remember, Battlestar was introduced as Bucky. You know what I mean? As the new Bucky. And we all know that is a racial word for blacks, calling them a buck, because it goes back to buck breaking, and was buck breaking even real? All of it, it's just too much racial it's too much racial things that goes on with that. Much racial stereotypes and racial, it's just too much. So Marvel Studios is reportedly talking with an actor to play Wonder Man's Grim Reaper on Disney Plus. The Hollywood-based MCU series, which stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Simon Williams / Wonder Man, and Ben Kingsley, Trevor Slattery, is reportedly in development. Since Marvel Studios is seemingly decreasing its Disney Plus output, fans don't know whether Wonder Man will be affected or when to expect his debut. However, this report gives the MCU faithful an idea of who Marvel Studio wants for the role and who to expect as the comic book antagonist. Marvel eyes Wonder Man's Grim Reaper, Cassie. And this is from the direct. All right, I kind of went too far. According to the industry insider Daniel Richmond, Marvel Studios is in talk with the actor Demetrius Gross to play Grim Reaper in Wonder Man. Gross is known for appearing in series like Fear, The Walking Dead, The Rookie, as well as movies like Rampage and 13 Hours. He also appeared in the episode of Lovecraft Country, starring Kane the Conqueror's own Jonathan Majors. And this is the brother here, and he was in Lovecraft Country. Is actually very good in the part that he played in Lovecraft Country. Just like in the comics, Wonder Man's Grim Reaper is Eric Williams, and he is the brother and arch nemesis of Wonder Man, Simon Williams. It's also worth noting that Marvel's Grim Reaper wasn't a spiritual being, but rather a supervillain with high-tech scythe for a hand. However, some comic book versions of the character are capable of necromancy and illusion casting. Grim Reaper has also already made it in the MCU cameo, which he did in the Disney Plus series WandaVision. While Marvel Studios appears to be scaling back its volume of content, especially in terms of Disney Plus, it's hard to say whether audience will see Wonder Man or potential Demetrius Gross as Grim Reaper. However, given that the studio rumored to be in talks with the actor, it's likely that Disney Plus series still has the green light and that fans will be hearing updates soon. The conversation may also be due to Grim Reaper's comic book connections to Tom King's Vision, since Vision Quest is also being developed for Disney Plus. Interesting enough, Grim Reaper has already made a sort of cameo in WandaVision, where the villain's helmet was spotted in episode 2 animated intro. Hopefully, Marvel Studios will have more to share about Wonder Man and the casting in the future. So let me stop sharing my tab here. Remove this. Now, let's go to the situation at hand. We're going to a race swap character, and of course, since he is the brother of Wonder Man, it makes sense to cast, the Grim Reaper as the brother of Wonder Man. Now, and again, there's no right or wrong answer to race swapping because in the instance of Kane, and the way people are taken to Jonathan Majors of Kane, the way people are taken to him as He Who Remains, there are a lot of, I would say there's a lot of people that I've seen, especially on Twitter, was just happy with Jonathan Majors' performance. There was not a lot of talk from certain people that I seen, unless it was, the YouTubers like myself that were just talking about race and race swapping. Is it good representation? Is it bad representation? Could have been, a variant of T'Challa at one time. Yaya Abdul-Mateen. I most definitely want to be at least a variant of T'Challa, if not a recast version of T'Challa. And Chillmonger brought up an excellent question. If we're casting all these black people in race swap roles, what about the roles of and Blue said this also, what about the other OG characters that are out there? I think Skleet said that earlier. What about the other black characters, that are out there? Are we taking attention to them? What about Luke Cage? Is he coming back? What about these other black characters that are out there? What about the love for them and elevating them in the MCU? And I completely understand that. And to me, there's not a lack of black talent in Hollywood. There's a plethora of black talent. Unfortunately, to me, they get all the shine because they're on movies like the BMF or whatever. Again, I don't watch that. And be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Hood movies or in movies about the dope game and all of that. Man, I lived through the '80s. I don't want to recapture that. I know how destructive the dope game was to the people. You know what I'm saying? Not only in my family, but in my community. So I don't want to relive that. That's horrifying to me. That's true horror because I've seen the effects that has happened. So I don't even like shows that even perpetuate the stereotype that we thought that was cool. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't. It was destructive. You know what I mean? But yet we come back for Power. We come back for these other shows that are like that. P Valley and all these other shows where black talent is being shown, but to me, it's the new black exploitation. Now, I could be completely out of my mind, whack or whatever. I could be completely wrong on this, but that's the way that I see it because it doesn't to me, there's so much black talent. Does it have to be regulated to shows like that? Where is our community? Shows like that. Where is our Friends? Where is our shows that show black talent in a way where it's not just placed in a stereotypical type of setting where we're gangbangers, we're hustlers, we're down low gay men. You know what I mean? And we don't want our wife to know that we've been sleeping with our cousin or our friend or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Or we are men that just constantly got to pimp and chase women. You know what I mean? Where is our type of movies that showcase this? So in one stint, I absolutely understand about how detrimental it could be to continually to race swap characters, from black to white or whatever, and also ignore the black characters coming up. But in the also time frame, are they showing the race swap characters? Are they showing them in a light that is also positive, or showing that their range of talents, like Jonathan Majors, having an opportunity on the grandest of stages? If you don't think the MCU can prepare you and shoot you to superstardom, just look at where Robert Downey Jr. was, where he, at Iron Man 1. Remember, they took an insurance claim out on Robert Downey Jr. The reason why is because of his past and all the crap he was doing prior. That man was going to jail. He was getting drunk, getting high, all of that. He was really Tony Stark out here. Like, literally, when they cast him for Tony Stark, I was like, that's a perfect character. You know what I mean? Uh, and it's okay to disagree. That's kind of the way, I guess, because that's the way that I see it, because we only glorify the movies like Power, or the shows like Power. You know what I'm saying? Remember when Empire was out? You know what I mean? And you showing these characters in almost a stereotypical type of way. Not saying that that's not reality, but that's not the common man. You know what I mean? And like shows that came out prior before that, like Everybody Hates Chris. You know what I mean? Shows like The Cosby, shows like Different World, shows like a Martin, or a show like Living Single. You know what I mean? Showing black women in a educational different, like of their version of Friends. We're now in 2023, and they're pushing Krishan and Blueface's reality show that is nothing but destruction. Real Housewives of Atlanta, destruction. You know what I mean? If you can understand and put yourself in that particular, in my eyesight, in my head right now, and why maybe this is a blessing in disguise. And I know that I don't really like it. I feel it feels weird to me that you got a blind hair, blue eye guy now playing a white guy, and then when people fall in love with that character, or they might like this villain, they go back and like, man, this dude is blind hair, blue eye guy again. What is going on? At the same time, I want black people to win too. And again, like with Jonathan Majors, showing this man's acting talent and shooting this man to the moon. When Jonathan Majors started getting, even bigger roles outside of the MCU, because Chris Hemsworth did it, Mark Ruffalo did it, plays Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is beloved. So a MCU role can literally catapult you into a whole nother stratosphere. Hell, we're seeing Elizabeth Olsen for her role in WandaVision. She's getting a lot more roles now. Scarlett Johansson. It's a lot of A-list guys that are coming into just going from the MCU to this superstardom. And I'm trying to get to your comments, Blue. I'm trying to make my point. But now you're getting into Hollywood politics, and that's a whole nother different conversation. Because I agree that the shape of black entertainment changed during the late 90s for the worse. And I do. And it is Hollywood politics. And I know they go with what's hot right now. What's hot on the streets. A lot of people fall into the stereotypes. They try to be what they see on television. If we forget that, I'm old enough and you're old enough, Blue, to remember when, the television went off the air and they told you, and when they started back on the air, they're like, this is it. Or no, when they ended, it was like, this is the end of your television program. Remember the word program. This is the end of your television program. And thank you so very much for watching this particular channel. Again, your television program will come back in the morning, and then they play, the national anthem and have the waving flag at the end. I am old enough to remember that. A lot of these younger millennials, they have no idea. They don't know nothing about that. Marvel most definitely catapults an actor and actress to bigger heights. And again, do I like the race swap? But if it helps a black actor get to where he want to be, I'm not mad at that. And it's kind of, and to me, it's just to me, and this is just, and this is not going to be a popular take. And this might not be what everybody feels, but I also feel like you reap what you sow in the long run. And what do I mean by that? D Sizzle, what's going on? What is up, my brother? Uh, yep, and then nothing but static. Yep. So, you know what I mean? So this is kind of how I feel. Remember, you made all these stereotypical black characters, stereotypical Asian characters, and all of that. And then you got to a point where you like, well, maybe we should have put more black people in the light. And time always reveals everything. And like I said, just like with the Modoc fans, I don't see a lot of people that was clamoring for Grim Reaper. Same thing with Wonder Man. I don't, it's going to be his pocket fans, but it ain't going to be like on the level of Spider Man, Superman. Oh, good Lord. Okay, shut up. Shut up. Y'all didn't hear that in my ear. Nick Fury is a good example of that. With Nick Fury, Ultimate Nick Fury was way more popular than Nick Fury in the 616. He became popular because Nick Fury was based off of Samuel L. Jackson, and people love Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And then he became the mainstay of the MCU. Not the white version of Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. When Yaya was cast assignment, I knew his brother was next, and absolutely, you know what I'm saying. It was coming next. You know what I'm saying, and that's why I said MCU race swaps another white character. You know what I'm saying. Now, again, I feel like honestly, I feel like the ancestors was like, yo, eventually we'll take all your characters. I don't want to say it like that. You know what I'm saying, because I'm like, I don't want just I still want to elevate the black characters that's up there. So if they're going to do this with this, also elevate the other black characters. And I'm starting to kind of understand what Marcus from Back of the Bus was talking about. Like, hey, look, I want this character, these characters, and the black character. Can we get? I want them all. And I do understand that, man, because at the end of the day, I want I want black characters, and I want black actors that have the same respect as white characters. And if we can sit up here and like white characters, and I give you a prime example. You know what I'm saying? Like I said on Chillmonger show, like I was a fan of David Hasselhoff. Like, it's gonna sound funny, he was my white daddy watching Michael Knight when I was a kid, because I was so infatuated with Michael Knight. You know what I'm saying? I knew, and as a kid, my grandmother and stuff was from the South. You know what I mean? She never looked at me any kind of crazy because I had a Michael Knight doll when I was a kid, and a kit. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Or a Dukes of and I know y'all gonna trip out. I'm a big Dukes of Hazzard fan. Still am a big Dukes of Hazzard fan. I didn't know what the General Lee Confederate flag meant when I was 3 or 4 years old, playing with the General Lee. It wasn't explained to me either. I was just a kid playing with a car. You know what I mean? So as a child, I didn't see that. I didn't see race. It's us when we become adults, and because in America we've been so marginalized that we can't help but look at race, because that has been perpetuated with us. We're the only ones in any country, you understand, that is so perpetuated. Well, let me take that back, because Asia has had its problems. I'm not gonna say we're the only ones, but when it comes to just the perpetuation of race here in America, we really do it because it seemed like our society was based on race. Oh, hell yeah, Eric. Hell yeah. I'm real about mine. I don't have no problem telling y'all what I like and what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Or what I grew up with, what I didn't grow up with, and when I grew up with. You see that? Still my guy. Still my guy. And I remember when this man went from black to white. You know what I mean? My Knight Rider stuff here, I'm humongous. Like, my favorite show of all time is Knight Rider. It's my favorite. You don't know anything about me. I'm gonna tell you what my favorites are. Favorite television. I'm telling y'all because I'm giving you this tea. You know what I'm saying? Giving y'all a little bit of history on old Dre Mack. Dre Mack's favorite television show of all time is Knight Rider. Dre Mack's favorite movie of all times is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 version. And yes, I had a problem with the 2000s 10's version of the Hulking Turtles. And it's not, I don't know what that is. Those are terrible. My favorite album of all time is Michael Jackson's Thriller. That's why it's up there. You know what I'm saying? You know, just letting y'all know what Dre Mac's favorites are. But Boo said, race is a part of the fabric of America. It's built on it. We're in Black History Month. Give y'all some Black History facts. Carter G. Woodson was the man who quoted Negro History Month. Carter G. Woodson also also has a book. Oh Jesus, I'm about to mix it. But the Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. I will recommend anybody Black go read that book for yourself. This is kind of why I have the feelings that I have, especially when it comes to Blacks. And right now in this space, I want Blacks to win, because reading something that was going on in the 1920s and seeing it perpetuated in today's society, dog, all I want is Black people to win. You know what I'm saying? So if this is a way that we could win and change the narrative, especially of Black actors, change the narrative. And I think that's where I'm at, because yeah, it's a race swap, yeah. But do I want them to change the narrative of Black actors? You most definitely know I do. I do. This is the same thing with wrestlers. You know, I remember for a long time, I was just looking for the Black hero wrestler, Black hero wrestler, Black hero wrestler. Man Johnson came along, and I thought he was gonna be it. My man Coco Beware. You know what I'm saying? Junkyard JYD, Junkyard Dog. You know what I'm saying? Then a brother named Dwayne Johnson came around, aka Rockamaia Villa. But when they perpetuated this character in the beginning, they pushed his Samoan lineage. It did until he became a part of the Nation of Domination, where I see my man Farouk, aka Ron Simmons, the first Black World Heavyweight Champion in World Championship Wrestling, or you know what I'm saying, the NWA/WCW at the time. You know what I mean? Come to find out, this man's, you know what I'm saying, daddy, you know what I'm saying, was Soul Man Rocky Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Who also was you know, Butch Reed, Ron Simmons, and all these other guys. These are guys that I witnessed, so I wanted that. And to find out The Rock was the first Black World Heavyweight Champion in WWE history, but yet they were pushing his Samoan thing. You know what I mean? To come to find out his daddy was Black. You know what I mean? See a Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and they was like, well, he's biracial. Well, that biracial, whose daddy is Black, is the first Black man to win multiple championships in NFL history. And I witnessed Warren Moon, witnessed Rodney Peete, witnessed Randall Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? Witnessed Doug Williams. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I just want Black people to win. And if you don't see it like that, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe we got to get it where we fit in this lane. And then once they see that we are just as talented, as equal as them, maybe we got a place in this society. Because every time we've been shunned, just like how they, and I will say this, they shun Colin Kaepernick. We end up getting Pat Mahomes. So we end up getting Patrick Mahomes, my homeboy. So every time you shun us, trust me, we baby's kids. We don't die. We multiply. And now you shun one Black, and then you had two Black men duking it out in one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. Man, never. You always gonna read with yourself. So let me get some of these comments, man, before I let you go. Are we talking about? Oh yeah, just watch Dukes of Hazzard 2. Hold on, let me get to D Sizzle. Hold on a minute. Let me go to D Sizzle. My bad, y'all. I don't really see Ultimate Nick Fury as a race swap because Nick Fury is a code name, and the white variant of the 616 Nick also exists in 1610. Yes, and one thing I do miss about the Ultimate Universe and 2099 universe, you can do whatever you want to with these characters. And the multiverse, you can do whatever you want to with these characters. You know what I mean? If this is a multiverse version of a version of the MCU from the comic or the of the Marvel comics, then hell, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just bring back T'Challa and I'm good. And not Tucson, some of the real T'Challa. I just watched the Dukes of Hazzard 2. Man, that's my show. Season 1. One of the matter of fact, go back and watch season 1, episode 1. They got they black homeboy with them. They all racing. He got the the Mustang GT. The black dude, and it's kind of. I have a S550 Mustang. You know what I'm saying? All black. Call him car. You know what I'm saying? Knight Rider 18 Airwolf. Yeah, my shows. Airwolf. Haha. My big brother used to love that joy, likes to like that joy. Yes. We are the nation of domination. Matter of fact, I went to school with Ron Simmons' with Butch Reed's son, because Butch Reed is actually from KCK, and I used to go to school with his son. So shout out to Butch Reed, man. Facts. I remember watching a match where Ron Simmons beat Vader to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. I was 10 years old at the time. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Ron Simmons actually showed up to a family reunion of ours. Cool dude. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Doug Dukes of Hazzard too. That was my show. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, man. Seeing white dudes run from the cops, man, was a highlight of my day. And they were awesome, man. Bo and Luke Duke, man. You know what I'm saying? Knight Rider Dukes of Hazzard, man. You know what I'm saying? Those were a lot of my inspirations, man. And it was a love of mine. So so yeah, let me go ahead and get out of here, man. I gotta, go pay child support and go get my kids off. So I was just playing, but gotta get my kids off, man. But I appreciate y'all staying with me, man. Again, you guys show me a lot of love, a lot of support. The only thing I ask for, man, make sure y'all hitting the thumbs up button during the live, man. Just push it through the algorithm, because we all are. Everybody especially if you're a YouTuber and you are on this space, likes, man, likes, the interactions. Get the algorithm, get it to be pushed, man. So like my man on YouTube. Oh God. Oh man, you gonna hate me if I forgot him. His name. Oh Jesus. Heavy Gant channel. He said, all praise to the almighty algorithm. Like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? But shout out to him, man. Shout out to my man. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all hanging with me, man. Peace, vibe higher, man. Make sure y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. And man, don't forget, your mental health is worth it. I love you. We love you. If you ever need someone to talk to, make sure that you go to some of these mental health lines. Go get help, man. I'm out of here. Peace. And I got a special thing for y'all before I get out of here.
This video is directed towards the men. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm bringing something to you guys. I want to let you know that you are needed and you are loved. Why am I talking to the men right now? Because 22% of us actually take our own lives every year in America, compared to only 6% of women. Men, I know that our jobs could be stressful. I know our families could be stressful. The things that we go through can be stressful, but let you know there's a brotherhood of people who want to see you get help. You are needed. You are loved. We are here for you. We're here for your family. Go get help. There's nothing wrong with going to get help. You're talking to somebody who kicks depression and anxiety's ass every day. And I'm also a survivor of almost committing suicide. So if you need any information, it's below in the comments. Vibe higher.
But sometimes I feel like he needs to pick his battles a little.
If you came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking around for the entirety of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you want to get a little more personal with me, hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on Twitter, or any of the social medias that you see below you. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher.